Okay, welcome everyone to our May 19th Yankton County Commission meeting. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, thank you all for attending our meeting this evening. Patty, would you please call the roll?
Here.
Ryan,
Here.
Don,
Here.
and
Here. This time is at this time, any conflicts of interest by any of the commissioners?
I do not.
I do not.
I do not. Now would be the time for approval of the agenda for this evening.
I would note that we have no executive session tonight, so I would approve items
and
and no pooled cash. So I would move to approve the agenda with those corrections.
Motion by Wanda, second by Dan to approve the agenda with noted exceptions. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now would be the time for public comment. Public comment is a time for persons to address this body on any subject. No action may be taken on a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action will be taken. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak. There shall be no personal attacks against members of this body, county staff, individual, or organizations. The chair has the authority to enforce this policy. Failure to adhere to these rules may result in forfeiture of the remaining speaking time. Do we have anyone on the list for public comment? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Moving on to item number 5, and I don't think we need to wait for 6:10, so I'd take a motion to appoint Mike
So
Solacek as
moved.
our highway superintendent. I got a motion by Dan, second by Ryan. Any further discussion?
Yeah, just further discussion, because we had some comments. It's just something we have to do every 2 years, Patty, per law, so.
Per codified law,
Yep.
31-11-1. The highway superintendent has to be reappointed every 2 years.
And Mike's done a great job. I've heard lots of positive comments, so glad to have him.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have a notice of a surplus property resolution. Do I need to read that or
No.
it's in the
it's
package?
just a notice, yeah. And just.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I don't know if we can add is I'd like some sort of development clause in here, where we're selling these. I think it's important for them to be redeveloped and not just, I guess there's, especially that Whitting Drive one. That house is pretty poor quality, and
There is a clause
Okay.
in that one that says it has to be crashed down and something rebuilt.
okay, I'm fine with that then, so. Just wanted to make sure that was in there, so.
I'd entertain a motion at this time to approve the
I would move
resolution.
to approve the notice of surplus property. And I don't know if that's a joint motion to appoint an appraiser to appraise the property.
We'll do a different one, a separate one for that. and you guys-
Okay. Then I just do the first half.
I'll second Wanda's motion
Motion.
to approve the surplus notice for these 3 properties.
Motion by Wanda, second by Dan. To approve the notice of surplus. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Move to appoint
last time we
Hmm.
had Dan Speck, remember?
Yeah, I don't,
Or you guys, can they either, can any of them do it or?
Say again?
The-
You're not,
the-
your microphone's not on, Patty.
To appraise
To appraise these three properties, I think Rob had mentioned that
they
That
have
we-
to
we could-
point.
we have to appoint someone to appraise, and we can have two commissioners, but we have to have also one realtor to also appraise these properties.
yeah, I get
It's
that.
kind of what
I
I'm thinking.
volunteer to do it if Wanda would, I mean.
I'll do it if, as long as you do it on a weekend.
Yeah,
So,
That's fine.
yeah, it saves the county
so,
some money
so
that
so I
way.
need a motion to approve or appoint Dan, Wanda, and
Do we have to name the third realtor or?
yes. I believe
Well-
that's what Rob
And
said.
how about a realtor?
Do we know, and a realtor, because I don't know if
Okay.
Who,
the one that's being named has agreed to do it.
Exactly.
who?
We didn't want to name, we would say a realtor.
A licensed realtor.
You
Yeah,
good with
'cause
that,
they
Tyler?
maybe-
Wait. No, we're waiting.
I
Yes.
have just,
Go ahead, Patty.
Does Bill still have his real estate license?
Who?
Bill? In the zoning
Oh.
office? Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's a whole plethora of them in
Yeah.
town.
Well, my experience, realtors can give you the market value, but if you want appraisal, that's by a different type of specialty.
I'm just kind of going by what Rob had mentioned to us, that we should have at least one realtor.
Well, I think that's so that the county can capture as close to true market value as we can.
kind of get it, like, I think an idea of what,
Yeah, if it's worth 50,000 and the bid is 5,000, obviously we probably shouldn't take that.
So I'll just read the statute.
Mm.
As to STCL section 6-13-2, the commission shall appoint 3 real property owners of the political subdivision to appraise the value of such property. Such real property owner shall file a report of the appraisal with the fiscal officer of the subdivision, so the auditor. The governing board may employ a person or persons licensed by the state to do fee appraisals in lieu of the property owners conducting an appraisal pursuant to this section. So 3 property owners, or you can hire a licensed person to do the appraisal.
Wanda, Dan, and
Some
you own
random,
your property?
a random,
Rich, you own your property?
Or I don't know if Gary.
a
wants to do-
license.
Gary, are you own your property again? Okay. All right. You're out, Rich.
too bad.
All right, so I need a motion to appoint 3 people.
I
One-
move to appoint 3 citizens of Yankton County who own property, real estate in Yankton County.
You gonna name them?
Dan Clemish, apparently, Gary Vetter, and myself, Wanda Howie Fox.
I have a motion. Can I get a second? Second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Some water.
Yeah.
Just gonna give you my water bottle. I think we have a presentation now by the Pathways Shelter, Jesse and Ridgeway and Courtney Wagner. You're up.
But you have to turn the microphone on.
Welcome.
There you go.
First, we're gonna just pass out this annual report first.
Okay.
So if you don't know who I am, I'm Courtney Wagner. I'm the Resource Development Director for Pathways. I came on last October after Will Kennedy had left, and we had broken down the Executive Director role. So we have Jesse Fredjoy here, who is our Operations Director. We also have our Finance Director, Dennis Conkler, present tonight. And we have noticed that having that split has greatly helped Pathways to its advantage in terms of having somebody who looks over our finances, somebody who physically focuses on the operations of the organization, and then somebody who focuses on the awareness of Pathways and all that entails. So the annual report that we have passed out, it involves everything that we have done in 2025, also including our success rates, back history of our organization. So it's no surprise, we're an older organization here in Yankton. So we've been running for 32 years here in Yankton. And it started out of a smaller home and we expanded in 2015. And this was all operated and named Yankton Area Homeless Shelter at the time. In 2017 is how we got Pathways named as a 501c3. And it has expanded. So we have a couple different programs that we offer at Pathways. So we have our reentry program, we have our emergency family and individual shelter, we have our young adult housing program where we only serve 18 to 24-year-olds, which has been a great factor to Pathways. Being able to reach those that are in that younger age is super important. We firmly believe if we can catch it early, they have a greater success down the road in life.
So going into specifics here, back in 2025, we also closed our night by night shelter program. We did have a couple of reasons for this. One was due to just program costs as well as just lack of desired outcomes. Something we really heavily favor is we're going to have people at the shelter. We're going to be working with them. We're going to be trying to get them employed, help manage their addictions, so eventually be able to get them housed and just kind of help them become functioning members of society again. So we really, really hit hard. And with night by night, it was a lot harder to do a lot of that case management that we were hoping to, that we can usually do in the family individual shelter and in all our programs there. For our family and individual shelter, our success rate was 55%, an increase again from the prior 2 years. And we attribute a lot of that is just a lot more of that one-on-one case management. If people have access to the tools and assistance in order to reach the goal of stability, and they have people that are willing to kind of show them how to do it and also are willing to participate in themselves, it turns out to a lot of people being able to be housed once again. With our reentry program, this is a program run through the state. So we receive referrals from the South Dakota Department of Corrections. We have 8 beds in our contract, and basically it is designed to help transition someone coming from out of prison back into the community as a citizen of the county there. When it comes to it, we do work heavily with them on case management as well. In terms of cost, our program, we do receive a stipend to kind of help out with food, make sure they're taken care of, make sure we have staff be able to do that case management with them too. And that equates to about $43.54 a day that we get in turn for every night that we offer for that. One of the biggest things we see in the reentry program is the majority of it is due to drug and alcohol or substance abuse of some type. Even when we go down to reasons for incarceration, when we look at violent offenses, they all provide intake narratives when they're looking for parole, just like explaining what happened. And almost every single one we saw that had some kind of active violence mentioned being under the influence of drugs or alcohol at that time. So something we really press forward with that is making sure that they're getting into substance abuse treatments, classes at Lewis and Clark, just anything to kind of help them try to stay sober and then out of the prison system again. When it comes to the young adult transition
Yes,
program.
can I ask a question on the reentry program? What's your success rate on that? What's
So
the percentage of like, yeah, the people that are successful with that
Yep.
program?
So in this one, we have a 21% success rate if we include everyone.
Okay.
The rate does increase to 27 if we exclude individuals who stay 14 days or more.
So,
We usually see that the more time someone spends in the program, the better outcome we end up receiving.
so it's 21 or 27% success rate. So it's, I guess you'd say that 70% of the people or 73% don't make it through. What is that? Because they committed a new crime or what happened, I guess?
Usually what it comes down to is we do get a lot of rule violations for
Mhm.
like, we are zero tolerance for drugs and alcohol at the shelter. Sometimes
Okay.
that they will relapse and that
Okay.
results in you kind of have to separate from the program. at
So
that
if somebody has if they're removed from the program, it could be just for an alcohol violation.
Mhm, yes, and it's, I wish I had a better percentage for it, but it
Sure.
really is just a mix on.
Yeah.
We try to keep it safe because we have kids and people at the facility. who
Yeah,
rely on
no,
us
and
as well.
I really appreciate what you're doing, but it, like, I guess, how could we help you bring that percentage up? You know, because
Mhm.
I'm sure you guys aren't happy with 27%
I would,
success rate and,
Yeah.
you know, and we're all limited on funds and we want to, put it toward programs that have good outcomes. And so what, do you have any suggestions for us?
so when it comes to just kind of any like parole-based program, I know
Mhm.
there's a lot of push from the state on trying to
Mhm.
improve that rate as well. So
Mhm.
I know in the prison systems, and they've
Mhm.
started doing this more towards the latter half of 2025, is just trying to get people connected with the resources and doing a lot more within the
Mhm.
prison. So that when someone is looking to transition out, it's okay, you have an
Yeah.
appointment
Yeah.
at Lewis and Clark. You're
Yeah.
set up with your
Yeah.
vital docs. So that way there's no time really to just be like, maybe you're in a waiting period,
Mhm.
and that's usually when people's minds start to wander and they fall back
Okay.
into those bad habits again.
Okay.
So it's one of those ones where it's just continuing to experiment, find out what's more works with that. I know since the addition of the case manager position for
Mhm.
the reentry program, it has worked a lot better. I'm seeing a lot more guys are seeing success with it.
Do they have has the state put up like a parole officer or something there or within your facility then?
Not within our
Okay.
facility, but I do know they have done that up in another reentry program in Sioux Falls, the St. Francis House,
Okay.
and I believe that's working out pretty well for them
Okay.
right now.
You know, and that might be, my suggestion, because I think what we're seeing is it's beneficial for the state to get somebody out
Mhm.
on parole because then the state doesn't have to pay for them to be in prison. And we all want people, give them a second chance, be positive members of the community. But I look at that when the rate is so high of people who reoffend, and I don't know what percentage of that is, but if somebody is coming to Yankton and they're committing a new crime,
Mhm.
right? Then there's a lot of cost for us with the
Mhm.
county because we have to prosecute them, right? And we probably also have to defend them with indigent
Mhm.
legal services, which are skyrocketing.
Mhm.
So we want successful outcomes too, but there's a cost to us when
Yeah.
that doesn't work out. And so that's why we have a common interest of making
Yeah.
this successful, and that's what we all want. So
I have
absolutely
one
agree.
question.
Yeah.
I have one question. How do you define your success for your 21% successful and how long does that take for those successful?
So usually in terms of success, we try to just keep it mostly just like they found a safe and stable residence to eventually move on from our program to, whether that's an apartment of their own,
Mhm.
a family member they've been on a lease, something of that manner there. Usually we also try to make sure that they're employed and just be set up to continue the success. And average length, 57 days, it can vary. Some guys can get it done in a month, sometimes they need 90. It just kind of depends on how it is.
Okay.
And then going back
Mm.
to this, when it comes to reoffenses, I
Mhm.
do know also another initiative parole is doing is they are revoking parole a lot quicker.
Mhm.
And as far as it is to my understanding that if someone is placed on a parole hold, the state covers the cost of that one prior, in case there's any other charges or anything brought against them.
And then, again, appreciate what you're doing. The people that you're servicing with this program, where are they from? Are they,
Mhm.
I know initially when, Will was doing it,
Mhm.
it was primarily people from Yankton area, but is that still the case?
We require them to have a tie to Yankton, whether that's
Okay.
they've lived here before, they've been employed here.
Okay.
We require them to have some relation to the community, and that's just another thing through experiments is when I was the case manager of this program, 2 years ago at this point, but
Yeah.
I noticed there was a
Time
lot,
flies.
sometimes we'd get
Okay.
people from Sioux Falls and it was just like, they weren't always super interested. They're just like, well,
Yeah.
I want to go back to Sioux Falls anyway. I was just trying to get that prison this time. So just trying to find better
Thank you
ways to
for
reframe
clarifying that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. And then kind of continuing onwards here, we also have a young adults homelessness demonstration project. We run kind of two aspects of this program. One is a transitional house for 18 to 24-year-olds, and the other one is a rapid rehousing program. So we're able to still help them out in the community once they're in their own apartment. So this is a federally funded program. Basically, the goal is basically to intercept early on if someone is experiencing homelessness. 18 and 24-year-olds, they still have a lot to learn, a lot of potential to grow. So the thought is if we can intervene, show them that there's more to life and that they can have a successful, stable relationship, have an apartment, have a job, all these other things, that we can break the cycle of homelessness that way. And with it, we have seen an 80% success rate in the transitional house of getting people into their own places in the community. And sometimes it is just teaching them a lot of things. Like you and I may know how to do the laundry. It's just like, all right, yeah, nice and easy thing. Some of these guys never had that opportunity. So it's just kind of showing, how do I maintain this? How do I attend job interviews? How do I make sure that I'm making my appointments? All these little things that maybe you or I wouldn't think about. And then lastly, we operate a couple of different financial assistance programs to help people who are homeless, about at risk at homeless, and then also just with secure deposits. So rapid rehousing programs for people who are literally homeless. So people in the shelter, in their car, out on the street. This is a state-run program through the Emergency Solutions Grant. So we work with them on making sure that if they're able to find an apartment, they can get over the initial hurdles of security deposit, first month's rent, maybe if they have some back utility arrears, just so we can kind of get them into a place off the streets, and then continue to work with them while they either maintain their employment or gain their employment, so that way they can remain successful and stay out of the shelter potentially there. Same deal with the homeless prevention one. We can stop evictions. Hopefully the case is that they'll be able to stay there for a long time to come, and then they'll be able to avoid the shelter as well there. And then the final one is the security deposit assistance program, just able to help anyone under 50% area median income, basically get into an apartment, be able to be housed in that capacity as well. So I think that's about all I got on the programs.
Have any other questions in regards to our programs at all and what we're doing? Or anything we can clear up for you guys? I do want to point out that a lot of the clients that do come in, we find it super crucial to do a intake form with them when they do come in, and then also see where they're at with their vital docs in terms of them needing like health insurance and birth certificates and all those crucial vital docs that are needed for them to get employment here in Yankton, and then also just be successful in their housing. Without those things, it makes it difficult for them to survive without those items. So just want to point that out.
Do you have a breakdown of your client list, like where they're from? Like that I'd just be curious that, where you're seeing people come from and.
So on the family and individual shelter page of the packet,
What page of your packet?
the family and individual shelter page. Under prior residence, 86.2% of clients indicated a prior residence within Yankton County. I believe if we go back further for statistics, 95% have identified South Dakota, next highest county being Clay County. And then from there, the remaining 5%, some of it's still South Dakota. Sometimes we get like one from Sioux City. I know one time we had one guy from California. It's largely what we see is Yankton, when they eventually get to shelter, and this is what they report to us on that.
So of this 86.2% though, are they prior Yankton residents?
Mhm.
They've left and probably haven't succeeded and they're coming back to Yankton to hopefully.
Typically, the way we ask the question is just like, what was your prior residence prior to coming to the shelter? So they identify Yankton as, okay, this is where I was prior to getting over here.
To the shelter.
Yep.
Doesn't necessarily mean they actually lived
Yeah.
in Yankton prior to that.
It's one of those ones we kind of have to take my face value on it. I can try
I
to
get it.
track down where they've lived and all these things,
No,
but
I get
I
it.
kind of just have to take their word on it.
It looks like one of your more successful programs is the young adult program with the 80% success rate. I guess I'd say that's a positive thing because we know how important it is to get our youth on the right track so they can make the changes they need to be young when they're young and hopefully turn their life around. So that's good on that one. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Next item on the agenda, approve the 2026 updated employee handbook.
Good evening, Tyler Larson, Yankton County State's Attorney. Purpose of this handbook update is the last couple of meetings, we've had amendments added or modified such as leave, safety benefits, training, etc. And so those have all been incorporated into the handbook in their appropriate sections. Prior to approval, I sent the handbook to the Alliance attorney who specializes in employment law to just do a run through of our handbook and make any recommendations for changes that they wanted or they believe would be necessary to comply with federal state law. And then when I got that back from the attorney, I emailed all of you guys their recommendations. I said, if you have any questions or wanted any changes, let me know and then I'll fix it. I didn't hear back, so I assume we were good to go. And so those changes have been made into the handbook. The handbook's been updated and is fully ready for implementation as soon as you guys adopt it. And so just for the public at home, we just had some updates to language and to comply with provisions of the ADA, PWFA, and other religious laws. We updated the bathroom law pursuant to South Dakota law, weapons and firearms laws. Leave, I did modify the parental leave because there was concern about if certain employees were excluded from that benefit. Prior draft had it at 40-hour weeks. And so there's concern about government center employees not being eligible. The language has been fixed to include all full-time regularly scheduled employees. So that was a change under parental leave. Did some changes to the disciplinary process and separation of employment grievance procedures. And so with those changes, the handbook's been updated and should be good to go.
I do have one question as I was clearing through what you sent out.
Yep.
There's a couple of paragraphs and I couldn't, scrolling back through, I couldn't find them.
Yep.
There's a couple of paragraphs where it's stated as company versus county. I'm just wondering if you can do a search on the word company
Yes.
and if it means to clarify that to county, Yankton County or whatever.
Okay.
Now
You
that-
don't recall where you saw
I
this?
don't. Like I said, I'm reading through the whole thing.
Page 63, page 43, page 42, page
Wait,
41,
okay.
page
Page
39,
63 what?
63, 43, 41, 39.
I didn't think it was that often.
63, 43, 41, 39.
Those are the pages that have company listed.
Okay.
I see, section 606 on page 30 talks about holidays, and we have adopted
What
on
page?
the state, 30, 606, we have gone to going with the state holiday. And you hate digging into this because then you're like, oh, we got all these changes.
Apparently, we also have 2 Thanksgivings,
Sweet.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And since we don't really follow that, and maybe that'd be the time to do that as well. I don't know.
It doesn't seem to include Juneteenth.
Well, that's a federal holiday now that the state follows. Is that correct?
Well, I think it's one that Mr. Hunoff came in and wanted, so we voted on it.
So if you read the sentence after the list, Dan,
Okay,
it says, in addition, every day appointed by the president or by the governor.
okay,
So I think that would cover it.
okay, yep. Sounds good to me.
So instead of coming back again in 2 weeks, can we just move to amend and I'll fix it before I send out the final copy?
Yeah.
Company to county.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other typos or what you guys found in there?
That's approved. Make a motion.
Yeah, motion to
Yeah.
approve with those amendments.
I'd make a motion to approve with those amendments being to change the word company to the word county on pages 41, 43, 39, 61, and 63.
You had five.
Are we sure that those are the only pages?
How about just to change the word
63,
company?
43,
So,
42.
Just
44.
company to
Just
county.
You
I'll
can do a search through the whole
Yeah.
system. So,
It's good.
got a motion by Wanda to change the word company to county, and then
Second.
a motion by Ryan, or second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And then in regards to this, do you guys want to set a deadline by the employees to have their acknowledgement of reviewing the handbook into the auditor? I would say by July 1,
Yeah.
make sure the
I'm fine.
department heads I'll get a form to all the department heads. They'll just give it to their employees and they'll sign off that they reviewed it. Does that work for you guys?
Yes.
Did you want a motion on that too?
Right. Patty says no.
We'll go with what Patty says.
It's for me. Thanks.
Thanks, Tyler.
Okay. Let's move on to the Wallach plat. Gary, welcome back.
Lots of plats.
We have 5 plats tonight. First one being plat of Tract 1, Robert and Julie Wallach edition in the southwest quarter, the southeast quarter of section 19, township 95 north, range 57 west of the 5th principal meridian, Yankton County, South Dakota, platting out the homestead.
Move approval.
Motion by Dan, second
Second.
by Wanda. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Second being a plat of Lot 3 of CC Hollow, a replat of a portion of Lot 2 of CC Hollow in the northwest quarter of Section 14, Township 93 North, Range 57 West of the 5th Principal Meridian, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Move approval.
I have a question. What is that for?
Uh,
It's just a little tiny thing.
Yeah, they're basically platting out 5 acres. I'm not sure which is the legal limit plus. I'm not sure if they plan on selling it or what, but it is a valid division.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a motion by Dan, second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Next one's Lot 1 of Galway Nursery located in the northwest quarter of Section 8, Township 95 North, Range 57 West of the 5th Principal Meridian, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Wanda, second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Next one's plat of Tract 1, Jamesville Colony Edition, in government lots 11, 12, and 13, the northeast quarter of the northeast quarter and the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of Section 19, Township 96 North, Range 56 West of the 5th Principal Meridian, Yankton County, South Dakota. They basically are tying a bunch of land together. There was a building that crossed one of the lot lines, so they're putting it all together into a big tract.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Ryan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Last one's a plat of Tract 1 of Bartling Addition, an addition in the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of Section 34, Township 96 North, Range 54 West of the 5th Principal Meridian, Yankton County, South Dakota.
Move approval.
Motion by Wanda, second by
Second.
Dan. Any further discussion?
Is Homestead being platted?
Yes, this is Homestead.
Okay, yep, makes sense.
All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep. That's really helped when we made those changes to allow those homestead plats, because those all used to be variances that took a long time to do.
Tomorrow? Approve the salary increases for sheriff employees.
Ambulance.
Ambulance.
Oh, I'm sorry, ambulance. I already had a check mark. Troy,
Before Troy starts, I just want to say he's the VFW EMT paramedic of
Of
the
the
year
year,
for
yeah.
Yankton, and just
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm here tonight because we have 2 full-time EMTs who are going to be departing our organization soon. And so we've spent the last couple of weeks interviewing some candidates. We had 10 good qualified candidates that we actually interviewed for the position. We have 2 selected, and we just need permission to be able to go ahead and hire those 2 candidates to replace the employees who will be leaving here soon. And also, in addition to that, over the last couple of months, we've kind of pared down our part-time roster a little bit from what it was with some employees, some part-time employees who are not putting in the time that we needed them to. And so we need to replace that. So we're going to use some of these candidates who aren't going to be getting the full-time position to fill 3 of those part-time positions as well. So essentially there's 5 positions that we're going to fill. They're all being filled as positions that were previously there. We just need permission to do the hiring.
So we're not adding any additional employees.
No, we are not adding any additional employees.
Where are you guys at now for being fully staffed? Like how many full-time employees and you're gonna add a couple full-time employees and some part-time? Is that what I understand?
Yeah, we would like to eventually add another full-time position as opposed to what we have currently now in order to be able to staff fully around the clock the way that we should. Right now, we're staffing the daytime really well. At night, some nights we have 2 crews on, some nights we have a crew and a half, some nights we have just 1 crew. But that's going to require an additional full-time person, at least 1 full-time person, maybe 2. And so we're going to have to find a way to work that into the budget eventually.
Question for you with the law changes coming July 1st. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but they are making some changes for people who can drive and operate the ambulance. Is that accurate to say that?
Yeah, that's correct.
So how is that gonna offer you more flexibility? Because then the person who would drive the ambulance wouldn't necessarily have to have all the certifications they do now. Is that an accurate thing to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially what they've done, they created a law a couple of years ago that required a licensing process through the state of South Dakota in order to even be able to drive an ambulance.
Mhm.
Even myself, after 30 years, I had to go and apply for a license through the state of South Dakota, even though I'd been driving for 30 years. And they realized that there was a lot of headache with that. And so they kind of changed that law. Basically, it says now if you're an EMT or a paramedic or a firefighter or a police officer, you can drive an ambulance.
How could we, I guess, incorporate that in that? Because we're short on paramedics, EMTs. But if we could integrate maybe somebody who wants to help but could drive instead of doing those other skills, how could we do that to keep you guys better staffed?
We've looked at hiring just a driver, but we can only put one driver on an ambulance. Then you have to have an EMT or a paramedic along with them. And that's basically all they can do is drive. They can assist at the scene, but they can't be in the back taking care of the patient.
Could the driver job, could that be a volunteer position? Obviously with training, would that be an option to explore?
It could be if somebody was interested in doing that, yes. Yes. Are there any other questions about the candidates that we've selected?
Yes. Look at a motion to approve the,
I don't have the ambulance stuff in my packet. I don't know about you guys.
I was gonna say, there's no notice or publication of the salaries. So they can't approve the salaries, but they can approve you filling the positions.
Okay,
But you're gonna have to come back next time with their salary, because that's gotta be published.
okay.
So you can approve the hire, can't approve the salaries.
I'll move to approve the hiring.
Second.
motion by Ryan, second by Dan to approve hiring the 2 employees for the ambulance service.
And
Any further discussion?
yeah, we'll just need that stuff in the packet
Mhm.
for next month.
Yep, we'll come back on the.
And Tyler, you need that in resolution form now? Is that what we're
No.
doing for the new hires?
New hires, changing statuses.
This transaction form, Tyler, is that what you need? Okay. We do have them made out. We actually weren't expecting to be here tonight and it kind of came together last minute. So it was a happy accident, actually. So it worked out, but we weren't able to get these in the packet in time because we actually just finished interviews today.
So
So
they have to wait to sign them to them?
Okay, so a motion and second on the floor to approve the hiring. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
thank you all. Have a good night.
Thanks, Troy.
Do they have to do a separate one for the part-time or just, I can put it all in one motion? Okay.
Now approve the salary increases for the sheriff's employees.
I think he had a prior engagement, I think.
I have a bit of a problem with just randomly promoting different people. I think this is an end around on the annual increase of that everybody else that works for the county gets.
He told me he wrote a letter to you guys that's included his reasonings. Make sure you guys read that.
Doesn't make it any less of an end around. So
Oh,
what stops every other supervisor writing a 3-sentence letter saying, I'm going to promote this person and he's gone above and beyond, he or she has gone above and beyond the what I expected of them. Therefore, despite the fact that we have budgeting and annual increases on everybody, I think we should just randomly give these people increases. Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm like, yeah, shouldn't be random. That's why he did write the letters. Even though I've read the letters, I still have some questions. I haven't got a chance to talk to him. I do think we can approve the Alexis Grahams and the Tyler Miglianti, but I think the other ones we may table to the next meeting.
Which one other one, Ryan?
Alexis Grahams and the
Tyler.
Tyler.
That letter.
What about the Mindy one? the change of status,
I can't hear you.
the Mindy one, the change of status.
And the reason one of them should get an increase in salary is because they're moving to Yankton County.
And they've already taken the course, so we don't have to send them to the 13-week course and pay for that, so. It's a new hire, or a replacement hire for that gentleman, and he's already gone through the training, so we don't have to pay for that, so. Moving to Yankton is not the only reason that, I
Mhm.
No, but that is a reason listed.
think it's a good reason if he's moving to Yankton.
Well, we have other people that work for the county that don't live in Yankton County, so do they get demerits then?
Okay, so Ryan, you're making a motion to approve Alexis Graham's,
I'll make a motion to approve Alexis Grams and Tyler Miglianti. Hope I said that right.
have a motion by Ryan. Can I get a second? Motion fails due to no second.
I'm still reading here. So why wouldn't, I guess why, this Jordan Maxim, who's been, promoted, what would be the reason we wouldn't approve his? Do we think it's too big of a jump? Is that what we're saying, or whatever you're saying is?
The only reason I wanted
Yeah.
to is I just want to have further clarification.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Do we do we all agree on the ones, I was reading when you said,
Oh, I'm
that's why I
sorry.
didn't, to try to understand. And I kind of, I guess I agree with Ryan on those other ones, the two he mentioned, but we just want more clarification on the
Yeah,
other ones.
so
Is that-
the other ones we
or-
would table. I think ours,
Okay,
what I'd like to do is approve those two and table the other three
okay.
so that we can get a chance to really get a little bit more
Okay.
deeper explanation.
Okay. And is that where you're at, Wanda? Are you against all of them or what?
No, I think it's an inappropriate picking and choosing amongst Yankton County employees to just,
Mhm.
perhaps if I have a pet, then I give that one a promotion. If I decide that somebody likes something that I don't like on Facebook, maybe I give that person a demotion. I don't know. I just think that we should treat all of the county employees the same. Unless they've done something remarkable, I don't think they need a mid-year promotion.
That's exactly why I say we table this, because I'd like to have clarification on those three.
So you want
Not
to
gonna
restate,
make any
you want
assumptions about why anyone's
I'm not
getting.
making assumptions either. I'm
Anything.
just
to
saying,
restate your motion then?
So, I'm going to state my motion again. I move that we approve the personnel transaction for Alexis Grams and Tyler Miglianti.
And those are the new hires, correct?
Those are the new
Okay.
hires. They're coming in with an additional step, one due to previous experience and the other one
Okay.
due to having completed through all the training already.
I'll second that motion.
So I have a motion by Ryan, seconded by Dan. Further discussion.
Yeah, and
I
think-
just want to make one comment
Hmm.
here, and I understand where you're coming from. I just don't want all of Yankton employees now saying that, and our department heads are just trying to work their way around the system. I don't think that the employees should suffer because of that, our thoughts thinking that way. So just a comment. I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. I don't want all of our employees to think that we're being, just because there's words out there that we're going broke or don't have enough money to survive, that their jobs are on the line. That's not the case at all, as far as I'm concerned. So just comments, so.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, and I tend to agree, we need to take care of the employees, and I guess the reason I'm supporting what Ryan has to say is because these are new hire people.
Mhm.
They're coming in and we need to get them in and on their way, as the other ones are existing employees, and we can, there's time to listen and understand. And if we have to move this promotion date, do retroactive, we can do that to make them whole. But if there's questions on that, I can respect his position on why he wants those answers. But with the new hires, I think it's important to get them in and get them integrated. And so I agree with what he's saying. I
Yeah.
agree with both sides.
And as a clarification, Alexis Grams was on the last meeting. I did reach out to Preston and find out the background, why she was coming in as a step 1 versus a step 0. And that is due to her previous experience and salary that she had in Nebraska.
Yeah.
I do think when we're going through budgets and we're talking about salaries and raises and steps and all that, that you guys make a decision either way and stick to that throughout next year.
Mm.
You know, and don't, you know, people bring in these things and, you know, I would love to, you know, have a raise for my girls. And I just think you have to, if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it.
Yeah, I thought we weren't gonna do that anymore. Is that,
Well,
you know, mid-year raises? I thought we were just gonna do a percentage, just as I thought, that's what we decided in January.
didn't you second this motion?
Well, but these are for new hires. These are the new hires that, and I think those are two different issues, right?
Yes.
Because hiring somebody at a salary when they're new is different than promoting somebody in the middle of the year. Is that how you see it too?
Yeah.
So I'm actually agreeing with you, Wanda, as well. So it was, so I guess we can vote on the new hires and review the other ones at a later time.
Okay, we'll do a roll call on this motion.
These are for
The
the new
motion is
hires.
to approve the Alexis and
It
Tyler.
disappeared. I
For-
don't know what I did to.
For-
Brian,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes,
Wanda,
No,
John,
Yes.
and I would like to point out that pursuant to SDCL 7-12-3, the sheriff shall attend the sessions of the circuit court and the sessions of the county board of commissioners when required to attend. So if he's going to submit things, I don't think he should just randomly throw a couple of pieces of papers at the auditor and not show up.
So noted. All in favor, aye?
I think
We
we
already
voted already, didn't we?
No, I'm sorry.
I don't think,
Okay.
I don't think that was a formal motion because it wasn't on the
No.
agenda, but it was a point
So noted.
of order.
I move to table the personal transactions for Leah Brandt, Mindy Anderson, and Jordan Maxon till the next meeting.
Motion by Ryan, second by,
I guess I'll second that, unless Wanda's gonna.
Table it.
second by Dan to table the other 3
Just,
notices.
it sounds like we need some clarification and a little more information.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Minutes.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 14, 2026 meeting.
Second.
Motion by Wanda, second by Dan to approve the April 14th, 2026 minute.
I got to chair that meeting. It's been a long time.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would move to approve the April 24, 2026 meeting.
Motion by Wanda, second by
Second.
Ryan. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would make a motion to approve the April 27, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
Got a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the April 27, 26 minutes. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would move to approve the May 5, 2026 commission meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the May 5th, 2026 meeting minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would move to approve the claims with the exception of what appears to be a late claim, and maybe it's not a claim at all, but the late claim by the Juvenile Detention Center.
Carlson
Folks.
West. for
Yeah, I don't know if that's included
$535.
or not included, but I would move not to approve that one.
Who's that to?
That was under
CWP.
commission for the juvenile detention study.
For an extra $2,000 and change.
Oh, okay.
Second,
Motion by Wanda, second by Dan to approve the claims with one exception. That is noted. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. The Yankton City E911 claim. Is that included in that?
Nope. This is the one you guys,
Table.
paid the last time.
And it's been clarified by the auditor that the county has no choice but to give the monies over to the city, including all interest pursuant to statute that I can't find right now. Oh, there it is. SDCL or statute number 50:2:4:7.
from what I understand, counties are the ones who statutorily have the obligation to run a dispatch center. And, the city was kind enough to take it on. So I think, those funds we collect from the E911 dollars are designated by law to go to the dispatch center. So they need to go to the dispatch center. And I do think this city, pays up above and beyond what we collect for that to do that. And so we should do our part and give them the dollars that we collect to pass through to run that center. Cause I know they're not cheap to run. So I guess I'd make a motion to pay the Yankton City E911 claim.
Second.
Motion by Dan, second by Ryan to approve the Yankton City's request to collect the E911 funds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I'd move to approve the April 2026 Auditor Treasurer Report.
That was
That's-
tabled.
Those were removed.
That was removed.
I thought just the pooled cash was removed. Oh, my mistake. I just had the pooled cash removed.
So next we have the task force updates. Ryan, you want to give the financial advisory update?
Sure. Our last meeting was fairly interesting. We have a very nice spreadsheet in the works that is starting to break out the spending trends of our county and across the years and across the months and across the quarters. And I'm excited to see those numbers crunched. So we also had Brian Hunoff had presented quite a bit of information about similar counties that we are that are within our size, and the surprising number was that we are actually a very frugal county
Yep.
compared to other counties. So that's the good news.
Yep.
That doesn't really change much situations. We always have to be very careful with our money. So
Mhm.
I think the financial task force is really starting to get some steam rolling here, and really gonna start to show some really good things coming out of it.
What's interesting to me is that the cost per citizen that we pay is actually a lot lower than a lot of other counties. And, you know, maybe we haven't done a good enough job of relaying that information to the citizens. But, you know, a smaller county that has, you know, less crime, their cost per citizen is actually quite a bit higher than us. So, and then I think we're holding our own and doing very well against counties that are similar in our size and even that are slightly bigger. So thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
Don is not here this evening. Were you at the last?
Yeah,
advisor?
I was in there a little bit and we're just still kicking around ideas, you know, and Gary, if you have anything you want to add, you know, it's not as easy to say that, you know, just get more tax dollars. What we're finding is, you know, we are growing, but the definitions of growth keep changing, you know, with the law change. If you have a 5-bedroom house and add 2 more bedrooms, if it's 40% or less, well, that doesn't even count as growth, even though it actually is growing. The things we're getting is you know, we are growing. How fast do we want to grow too, right? We're capped at, with SB 216, capped at not being able to capture anything over 3%. So did you have anything you wanted to
I
add?
just wanted to say that, yeah, so we spent most of the meeting just brainstorming ideas. So Kelly took a lot of notes of what was discussed and what people thought might be something we need to look at. And then we went over the mission statement too. So it's moving forward also.
It's really hard to point to a county that through economic growth, they've gone to prosperity, you know, with a lot of the bigger counties that are growing, you know, Lincoln, Minnehaha, Pennington also have the highest tax rates. So it's kind of interesting to note that. More to report.
Now's the time for public comment. Anyone else wants to get up and share their information with us? See nobody jumping up. Public comment is closed. Commissioner updates. Wanda, you got anything for us?
Nothing of any merit.
Okay.
Well, other than just a meeting coming up with our IT partners to develop our budget plan for next year. So I'll be busy with that.
Yeah, I guess since the last time I was here, we had heard about the parolee that was involved in a shooting in Minnehaha County. And it's a terrible situation where a law enforcement officer was shot. Thank goodness he's doing okay. But it's brought a focus on that. I think people have realized that it's there's not a lot of accountability for parolees. I know the sheriff in Minnehaha County had said out of his 400 plus bed jail, around 112 of the inmates in his jail were people who were released early from prison and had committed a new crime. And I think that shows the stress that's on the county system, where people who are released early are a lot of times going back out into the community and committing new crimes. And what that means is there's a new set of victims as well. So I appreciate the state is actually looking at some changes. Hopefully they continue with that. And I guess that's all I have. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion by Dan, second by Wanda to adjourn. All in favor, aye? Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming.
You guys are all invited to Memorial Day program at Memorial Park by the VFW, 11 o'clock on the 23rd. You guys are all invited.
I said I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
You've got some roadhouse time now.
I do.
I just deleted.